Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Retired Guy's Garage. So today our project is going to be an easy one, to say the least. Well, easy. I say that with a caveat, I should say. Anyway, got the truck back. Y'all know it was got a fender bender a few weeks ago, about a month and a half or so ago. Got the truck back from the collision shop. Everything went fine. But one of the things I did want to do was I've got some decals on the hood of the truck that I want to replace. The decals the decals say 6.7L turbo diesel, so I want to go ahead and replace those. They've been on there for quite a while. Bought them off eBay many years ago, I guess. I don't know, maybe 6-7 years ago, I guess. Who knows? How long have I had this truck? Bought it in 14, so had it 10 years. Yeah, I guess it's probably been 6, 7, 8 years ago, probably. So they've been on there a while, and they've certainly shown their age, but hey, they held up well. No complaints at all, just it's time to replace them. So I have gone ahead and made new decals. Y'all know I make all my own apparel, which if you're interested in buying any merchandise, got t-shirts, hats, front license plates available. Shoot me an email, trgg2024@gmail.com. That's trgg2024@gmail.com. Shoot me an email, let me know what you want to purchase, and I'll be happy to get something off to you at a really good price. But I'm also going to have these available if you want some decals. This is part of the new decal. This is just a turbo diesel part, which is going to be on, I'll be putting on the truck here in a little bit. Yeah, so kind of a pretty easy project today, but the question always comes in, how do you get the old decals off? Well, really and truly, you don't want to start going at this paint with a scraper, clearly. If you've ever seen, if you've ever seen an old police car that's been taken out of service, you know how badly they gouge the paint up on those things, because they just need to get the decals off, and they don't really care how they do it. For the most part, not all agencies do it that way, but a lot do. And then there's always that rubber wheel thing too that you can buy, but even that'll tend to burn the paint too as well. So you kind of want to maybe shy away from that as well. The easiest and the least chance, I shouldn't say the easiest, but the method I found that gives the least chance of damaging the paint is just a good old-fashioned heat gun. So that's what we're going to be using today. And well, you say, what do you do once you get there? You get it heated up. Well, how do you get the decal off? Well, it's just using your good old-fashioned fingers. Just roll it, push it, and you get them hot enough, and to the point where they're hot enough, and they'll peel right off. And you say, well, geez, using a heat gun on them things, it's hot. It does. So I've come up with an idea to take care of that as well. Let me set this back down before I damage it. This is a kind of a rough surface rubber palmed glove that I put on one of my hands, kind of giving that Michael Jackson look. I know, way before a lot of y'all's time. Anyway, and kind of saves the fingers from getting burned. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to go ahead and pull these decals off of here. You can see the turbo diesel on the old decals is white, and the 6.7L is red. I'm going to change up the colors a little bit. I like the red for the 6.7L, but I'm going to change up in the turbo diesel portion of the decal is going to be a grayish color this time around. So a little bit different, just something different that I wanted to do. Like I said, if you're interested in any merchandise or possibly some decals, just shoot me an email, trgg2024@gmail.com, and I'll get you hooked up. So anyway, without any further ado, let's get the camera reset, and we'll get out there and we'll start getting those decals off. Stick with me. Okay, so what I did do before I got started was went ahead and used some glass cleaner and cleaned off all the surface dirt off of this area so that I wasn't digging all that dirt into the paint. So we'll go ahead and start getting this thing heated up a little bit. I don't have it all the way up to where it was, I don't have it all the way up on the super hot mode. It's on 8. There's settings, it goes all the way up to 10, but kind of give you the idea of what it takes to get these decals off. So I'll get you in closer here after I get a couple of these off, and I'll show you what the decals are doing, the cracking, checking. So let's go ahead and get these heated up, and we'll go ahead and roll these off. Hopefully, it was working before I started, so you can see I've got some of the decal off already. Getting there. So like I said, the glove just kind of keeps your fingers from getting burned because this is going to get hot. Just make sure you don't get so hot that you burn through the paint. And come off pretty easy. And of course, when you get done, the nice part about this type of glove is the fact that you can kind of rub on it and it'll take most of the adhesive off as well. So, but no scratches and no gouges in the paint, which is what you want. And of course, after I get finished getting all these decals off, I'll go ahead and wipe it down again with some glass cleaner is what I use, and then I'll get a little bit of rubbing compound out, so I can rub out all the old shadows from the old decals. And we'll get the new ones put on. Of course, I don't have the 6.7. My red transfer vinyl hasn't come in yet. I ordered it from Amazon, and it was supposed to be here yesterday, but hasn't got here yet. So. Alright, so with a very little amount of effort, those decals came right off. I'll go ahead and finish up. I won't film all of this, but I'll go ahead and finish up with the 6.7 side of it and bring it back as soon as I start. I don't know why I still have that running. I'll get the rest of these decals off, this other portion of the decal, and we'll get. I'll bring it back when I'm ready, after I get this. Get this cleaned up with some rubbing compound and show you what the end result was. But in the meantime, let me bring you closer real quick, and I'll show you kind of what's happening with these decals and why I decided to replace them. Alright, so as you can see where the decals have started to crack. The red held up a little bit better than the white did, more cracks on the red, but still in all, I want to go ahead and get them replaced. And just get them, just get them replaced so they don't look quite as shabby. So stick with me. Let me get some rubbing compound out, and after I get these other decals off, this other side of the decal off, and we'll get it rubbed out and see what she looks like. Stick with me. All right. So as you can see, we got all the decals off. I've got all the decals off, and I'm gonna hit this with some rubbing compound, see if we can get some of that shadow out of there from the old decals. I've just got some turtle wax rubbing compound, nothing special. It's not perfect, so I'm gonna go ahead and work on it a little bit more, see if I can get it off a little bit better. Not quite happy with that, so let's see if giving a little bit more elbow grease might help that. So I'll bring it back in just a little bit and we'll get that new decal in place. Alright, so installing these is a fairly straightforward process. Basically, you just peel off the backing. And one thing I will say is make sure you get this lined up where you want it, because there's no second chances with these. Once these decals hit the metal, that's it. They're there for until you get the heat gun back out and take them back off and ruin them. So make sure you get them down the first time. You know, make sure you kind of eyeball it where you want it. You know, so make sure you're careful with it. Get it lined up where you want it. And I'm sure I'm sure you're wondering, well, why didn't you just, if you didn't have the red ready to go yet, why not just leave it there until you until you got it? And the reason for that is of course, I mean, there's, of course you measure these before you cut them, which I did naturally, and I got them as close to the original size as I could, but let's face it, it's not an exact science. So these I actually opted to make the letters a little bit more spread out with these, just a little bit, not too much though, not too much bigger. Didn't want it to look, take over the hood or anything like that. So so once you got it down, just go ahead and rub over it with a clean cloth. I just go ahead and use a plastic scraper for like your window tint and that kind of thing, and put that down, rub over it, and then just peel it off. And hopefully it sticks. If it doesn't, just go back over it. Try to do it at an angle as you're pulling the overlay off. And there you have it. A little more subdued, not quite as bam in your face with the gray, and kind of matches the rest of the truck. There really wasn't any white lettering on the truck at all, so I kind of made that mistake when I ordered them the first time. But now that I made them, made my own, and I'll make them available to y'all as well. I kind of made them to make blend in with the truck a little bit. The emblems on the side of the truck are gray and red, or chrome and red. So I thought the gray and red would certainly look better, so and match better. So as soon as that red comes in, we'll get that 6.7L out in front of it, and we'll be good to go. As always, appreciate you watching. More than you'll ever know. It means a lot to me. If you like content I'm providing, make sure you hit that like button. And by all means, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see more, and as well as mash that excuse me, mash that bell so you see when I get more content coming out. And you can hit me up on social medias. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, of course here on YouTube, and most recently I am also on X, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at The Retired Guys Garage, and on X at TRGG 2024. So check me out there as well for other content that you won't find here on YouTube. So appreciate y'all watching. Y'all be safe, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye-bye now. So we're here to finish up here this morning. We're going to finish up the decals. I finally got the red in. These will show up a little bit better on camera than the gray did. Of course, I didn't really get in very close either, but you can kind of see the finished product on the hood there. So they turned out pretty nice for my first crack at making these decals. So like I said, if you're interested, feel free to drop a comment below, or shoot me an email, trgg2024 at Retarded Guys Garage. I'll get you hooked up with a set of these. Not going to be much. I think I'm going to sell them probably, I don't know, probably like $15 a set-ish, including shipping. So let me know if you're interested. We'll get you out a set of these without, right away. I've actually got several sets made. So these are not vehicle specific. So if you've got a 6.7 like a Ford, Dodge, Ford or a Dodge, they'll work for both. And I can make different colors too. I've got blue, black, white, and I'm sorry, not blue, black, white, gray, and red. So get you hooked up, and they'll look great on your truck, I promise. At least I hope so. Anyway, they will. But anyway, let's go ahead and get these other decals put on. Like I said, when you're peeling them off, just make sure you kind of try and peel from the top at an angle, so that the letters stay on the clear portion. And like I said, be careful when you're putting these down, because once they're stuck, they're stuck. So make sure they're where you want them. All right, that looks pretty good right there. So what I did, and I'm going to step off camera here, I apologize, was I made them a little bit larger than the ones that were on there, just so that they show up better. And and also what I did was I made the 6.7 a little bit taller than the turbo diesel, which is the way the original decals work, so nothing different there. But they are just a touch taller. These are just about a ½ an inch tall, and these are just a little under, they're just a little under 3/4 of an inch tall, I think. So, but like I said, most important thing, clean the surface. I had already done that. You can see the Windex sitting back there. Excuse me. And make sure you look at the entire decal before you stick it, because like I said, once they're down, they're down. And if you don't like it after they're down, there's no going back. So, all right. So I just go ahead and kind of gloss over them with a scraper, squeegee, I should say. This is just a plastic, very flexible. Try to go backwards with this so that you're not digging into it with the edge of the squeegee. So, but if you're already on the top of the decal, it doesn't hurt to kind of just try not to catch the edges of the decal with it, so that they don't. I don't know what that was. So that they don't peel up or damage the edges of the decals. So I think those are stuck down pretty well. Again, make sure when you're peeling these back, kind of do it at an angle. Don't come straight back this way. Kind of do it at an angle back towards you. Less chance of the decals peeling off. I don't think the hood's pretty hot. I don't think it'll. Certainly don't think it'll do that today, because the hood's pretty hot. I'm pretty sure that pretty well stuck to the hood right away. So. And that's it for my first try at doing decals. I've done the t-shirts on the Silhouette. I'm doing these on a Silhouette Cameo 4 for those of you that are interested or care. And I'm not I've never used a Cricut, so I don't know. I don't know what how different those are, but yeah, that's what these are made. These are made on, like I said, these are made out of Silhouette Cameo 4. I do these in the office and at the house here, and I think it turned out really nice. I really like them. And like I said, if you're interested, make sure to get in contact with me. I'll get you mailed out. Let me get you swapped over to the other side, and we'll show you the process right from the beginning. Stay with me. So we'll go ahead and show you the process right from the beginning. Like I said, I just take some glass cleaner, spray it on. The hood's really hot, so this is probably not the ideal way to put these on. Hood shouldn't be quite this hot, but it's Georgia. It's hot. Even though it shouldn't be. It's the end of, well, getting toward the end of August, you'd think it'd start cooling down, but holy moly, I just heard yesterday that they're talking about 90s again. Craziness. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But here's a 6.7. Of course, this one, is the opposite of the other side, obviously. Streaks out of it. And what I'm doing is kind of looking at, I can still kind of see the shadow from the old stickers, the old decals, so that's what I'm kind of using as a template as to where to put these. And can't stress this enough, make sure that you're happy with where the decal is going to be, where it's going to live, because once the decal portion of this touches metal, it's all over but the crying. So make sure you're happy with the way it looks, the way it's going to turn, the way, the angle of it and all that good stuff. So, alright, that looks good right there. Alright, so I did exactly what I told y'all not to do, and that was to make sure the decal was where you wanted it. I am way too low on this end, and this thing is just gonna, if I leave it the way it is, this thing is just gonna trail right off down into the hood here, and that's gonna look like crap. So I'm gonna peel this one off. Luckily, I have the ability to make myself another one. I actually already have some made, so I'm just gonna go ahead and peel this one off. Unfortunately, like I said, once the decal portion touches metal, it's all over but the crying. Unfortunately, this one I'm going to have to ruin it. I'm going to have to shoot in the house real quick after I get this one peeled off and get another one and start over. And hopefully I'll do a better job of putting this first one down again. So, anyway, stick with me. Let me get this one off. I've already showed you how to do that, and I'm not going to go over that again. So let me get this one off and get the new one on, hopefully in the right place this time. Stick with me. Hey, let's try this again. And let's try to do it right this time. Alright, so like I said, peel at an angle. Perfect. Alright, got a much better view of what the old decal, where the old decal was placed. Ah, perfect. All right, second time's the charm. All right, like I said, try not to do it going forward if you can possibly help it. And like I said, using the squeegee on it was more just to work out any bubbles that might have been in it. All right, let's get the other side on. not, see, that's what I mean. This is not a place to rush. All right, if you do start to peel up the decal with the outer layer, just whoop, stop, and come back. Press it back down, and there you go. This is not a place to rush. You want to do this slowly. And there you have it. All right, that is it. Just wanted to make sure that y'all got to see the decal from start to finish instead of just half at a time. So, but that's what it looks like as a finished project. As a finished product, easy for me to say. So, like I said, if you're interested in these, I've got them already made up in these two colors. Be happy to get some out to you. Figure on $15 a set. Shipped. And drop a comment down below if you are interested. Also, if you're interested in any merchandise, of course, t-shirts, hats, front license plates that you've seen on the truck many times, hit me up, leave a message in the comments below, or hit me up at trgg2024@gmail.com and I'll get you hooked up. As always, I sure do appreciate you watching. I hope this video was helpful. Even if you don't buy the decals from me, like I said, time and patience are your friend when you're doing these. Don't get ahead of yourself like I did. Make the same mistake I just did. I know it doesn't really look great, but I actually kind of like it when I make a mistake because I could show you how how easy it is to do. Even though I've done probably 50 of these decals at least on the different vehicles, so it's easy to make mistakes. So time and patience is your friend. Take your time, double check, triple check where the decal is going to be placed, because like I said, once they're down, they're down. Once the decal itself touches metal, that's it. It's all over with the crying. So take your time, relax. Not rocket science, it's just decals. So those of you that have seen the hood on the Trans Am, I actually put the decal, I did that decal. I didn't make that decal, obviously. I don't have the equipment to be able to make something that big. But I actually did put that decal down by myself. It was ordered off eBay. So this isn't a project you should shy away from. Obviously something you should do. And as always, I appreciate you watching. If you stayed with me this long, as always, make sure you check that, hit that like button if you like the product and the process and the content I'm putting out. And it sure would help me if you'd subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, more than you'll ever know. And of course, feel free to share this. I've just actually been on YouTube, and just recently I've noticed that folks are starting to share these videos. So I really appreciate that. You know that it helps out the YouTube analytics for you to do that for me. So I really appreciate it. And until the next time, please be safe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Y'all take care.